I'm sharing 29 things that I wish I knew when I started YouTube, because I used to think that you had to do all of this content research in order to rank on search and that you had to post for years before you could become a full-time YouTuber. But using all the outdated strategies that I learned from the YouTube gurus got me a whopping 300 subscribers after posting my first 24 videos. Like most people, I got discouraged and I actually took 9 months off from posting on YouTube. But when I came back, I had a new strategy and I was able to grow to 20,000 subscribers in 6 months. So for my 50th video, I'm sharing what I believe to be the most important things for you to be able to grow on YouTube, even if you are a complete beginner. I've broken today's video down into 4 parts. The first is the viral video formula that I've used to get over 100,000 views on 40% of the videos that I have posted since restarting on this channel. The second is my exact upload process that I use to increase views by showing up more in browse and suggested. Third, I want to talk about how to get monetized faster on YouTube and actually increase your ad revenue so you earn more from each video. Hey guys, so I just want to jump in and talk about this a little more real quick, because learning how to do my ad placements for my videos is one of the biggest things that I've learned, and it actually doubled my daily ad revenue even without increasing my views. So I'm going to walk you through all of it, but you guys definitely want to stick around for this part. Finally, I want to share some tips to help you stay consistent as a YouTube creator so you can start getting 100 plus subscribers every single day. So grab your notepad, hit pause if you need to, because we have a lot to cover in today's video. Number 1, you have to commit to posting weekly on YouTube. And look, this is number 1 because it is the biggest mistake that I made when I started my channel. And it is essential that you post every single week. When you are consistent, you will build momentum. You will learn and fail forward fast, and you will be able to prove that you are a consistent creator to the algorithm, which is going to mean more views and more growth for your channel. And look, I know that it is hard. When I first started this channel, my first 24 videos, I didn't post them every single week. I was lucky if I got 2 in every month from when I started the channel. But that's a big reason why I only got 300 subscribers. And then when I started posting every single week, I was able to go from that 300 to 20,000 in under 6 months. And think about this. If you can't commit to posting every single week on YouTube, how do you expect to compete with the creators that are posting every week and that are hungrier than you and are thinking about it around the clock and making better videos? You have to be consistent and you have to prioritize your channel. Number 2, consistency does not just mean showing up every single week and publishing a video. It also means consistency of the topic that you're talking about in your videos. And this is important because you need to do everything you can to help the algorithm figure out who to show your videos to so you can have success. And to understand how this works, I want to talk to you about the content flywheel. Everything starts with the viewer. You need to think about who is my ideal viewer for this video and then create relevant content for them. When you do that consistency, the algorithm is able to categorize your content and then use its various traffic sources to show your videos to more of your ideal viewers. And this creates a flywheel which builds momentum over time and starts to grow your channel like crazy, because the more relevant content you create and the better that the algorithm understands who the content is for and they show it to the right people, you get more watch time and therefore you get more views. And this doesn't mean that you have to get boxed into the specific niche, but you do need to think about who is my ideal viewer and what are they interested in so you can create relevant content for them. Because all YouTube cares about is the viewer. They want to make sure that they serve them the best video that they're going to watch the longest so they stay on the platform.
We don't calculate recommendations until a viewer actually appears on YouTube. The challenge that the recommendation engine is given this viewer who's coming to YouTube from this type of device at this time of day with this history of videos they've watched before, what are the best videos that we could show them right now?
So by focusing on your ideal viewer and then creating content that is specifically relevant to them, you are more likely to get suggested to that viewer by YouTube, which means more views, more watch time, and the growth is going to come. Number 3, you have to take imperfect action. If you want to build a YouTube channel, you have to just start. If you're anything like me, you probably have been thinking about starting your YouTube channel for years. Like, it's constantly on your mind. You're writing down all these ideas. You're doing all of this planning. But the problem is that there are all of these things that do not matter that are keeping you stuck. And I don't want you to worry about any of them because I'm going to cover all of the things in this video. I'm going to show you the things that you need to know right now to get the massive views and to get started. And I'm going to show you the things that you need to know down the road, like how to make as much money as possible once you get monetized. But you have to start, and don't let the fear of a bad video or failure hold you back, because here's the reality. You are going to fail. You are going to have videos flop. I still have videos flop to this day, but you have to start in order to learn. And even if you make a bad video, it will have zero impact on your ability to grow in the future. The algorithm is concerned with individual videos, not your past performance. And that's not just me saying that, that's YouTube. Check it out.
The algorithm for discovery is focused more on individual videos than like trying to come up with some comprehensive average performance of a channel. Yeah, we wouldn't want the system to just decide, oh, one bad video, this channel is not able to create anything, because that's not the reality.
Number 4, browse traffic is more important than search traffic. And this should be a huge sigh of relief for you, because I know when I was getting started, I thought I had to do all of this keyword research and I had to find the long tail keyword and somehow compete with these bigger channels that had more like domain authority than I did in order to rank. And I was trying to stuff all of my titles and my videos themselves with, fit them into these keywords and to put them into my titles. And that just wasn't getting me anywhere. What you need to do is create the best, most helpful, most informative, most transformative video that you can for your ideal viewer, and make it interesting and show your personality and publish that. YouTube is sharing so much more love to new creators now than it used to because of how much they are using the browse traffic and showing your videos on the homepage. So if you just focus on creating a very helpful video for your ideal viewer and they see it on the homepage and it stands out, and they click on it and they watch it, then you are going to get pushed to a lot more people. And browse traffic is a huge percentage of my traffic, but because those videos are successful, they start ranking in search. And they start ranking in search for keywords that I shouldn't be able to rank for based on my keyword size, because my video is better and more interesting and more helpful and gets more engagement. So YouTube recognizes that and pushes it ahead of other videos from more established creators. But this only works if you have good ideas. Good ideas are essential on YouTube. When I started this channel and started creating content about making videos and growing on social media and turning your knowledge into income, I started with the questions that I had when I was just getting started. All of the things that I was trying to figure out, I knew if I was trying to figure them out, other people were trying to figure them out too. So I literally solved my own problems and then shared them in detail here on my videos. And so instead of worrying about like a particular keyword, I just focused on solving problems for other people. And then as I would create these videos sharing the things that I knew that my ideal viewer wanted to know and needed to know, I started paying attention to the engagement in the comments. And so when people started saying, I'm stuck at 200 views, can you help me? Or asking me if they were shadow banned, or wanting to know how the algorithm works, that way they could get more views, I just created videos about those things. And those videos absolutely crushed. I just wanted to jump in and share with y'all that I think it's a really good idea as a YouTuber to be creating content on TikTok, because one of the biggest problems that we have is we're trying to come up with ideas. We think we have a good idea. We put all this work in, we publish the video, and then we don't know if it's going to perform. And until we start to have some success and momentum on YouTube, we don't have a lot of feedback or actual data that we can use to plan better videos. But on TikTok, you're going to be able to get almost instant feedback. You can post a simple video every day, just start trying out all of the different ideas you have to see which ones hit and resonate with your audience, and you're going to start getting actual engagement and comments and feedback on TikTok much faster than you do on YouTube. So I really highly suggest it if you have the time to just do those simple daily videos just to kind of test ideas and improve the results and grow faster on YouTube. Now, if you can't come up with ideas and you don't know what the things are that your ideal audience wants to know, that's okay. You don't need to. I wouldn't expect you to. That's why you have to do your content research. And there's a couple of things that I would recommend to kind of start your research journey. And the first one is just searching like the big keywords in your space. Like, what are the topics that your ideal viewer is interested in? And what are like the big questions that you think they're asking? Just search those on YouTube and start looking at the creators that show up repeatedly and make a list of these proven creators. And then from there, you can just go ahead and sort all of their videos by most popular and just start making a list of like their 5 best videos, because those are proven ideas. Even if they're older, you know that there was a lot of interest and there was a lot of views, and you can make your version of the video. But more importantly, once you have these creators figured out, I want you to keep an eye out for gateway videos. And the way you do that is by looking at all of their recent videos and trying to identify the videos that have much higher views. They are an outlier compared to all of the other videos. If a video is recent and has significantly more views than other videos for that creator, it's a good sign that there's a lot of people, a lot of viewers that are interested in that, and that YouTube is going to serve videos on that topic to these viewers to give them more of what they want. But having a good idea and creating the video does not guarantee that you are actually going to get the views. The number one thing that I focus on after I have a good idea is my title and my thumbnail before I even record the video, because I want to make sure that my video stands out on the home screen and that people are more likely to click it and watch the video. I know, looking back at my old content, that it is very good, useful, helpful content that people that actually watch it are going to love. And I see that in my comments as well. There are a lot of people on YouTube, and you might be one of them, that are creating fantastic content that is really helping people, but Nobody's watching it because you're not packaging it well. And honestly, this is what one of the biggest problems I had with my early content is that I didn't have a intriguing enough title and thumbnail to stand out on the home screen, so people weren't even clicking it. And so if they weren't clicking it, they weren't watching it to find out how great those videos were. And if we look at my best performing videos, you're gonna see how the titles and thumbnails make the video stand out and compel the click so people can get to the good information. So this video stuck at 200 views, question mark, like I'm calling out all of the people that are struggling to get past that 200 view jail on TikTok. And then I'm using the thumbnail to complement that title. I'm visually showing that graph that everybody sees in their analytics on TikTok, and I'm writing why this happened. So I'm creating curiosity. I've made them realize, oh, I have that problem. I want to know why that happens, and this video is gonna tell me. And then in this video, I talk about why views on TikTok suddenly drop off, because I kept seeing in my comments that people were like, I get like 200 views in 5 minutes, and then I don't get any more views. It completely stops. And then the next question they ask is, am I shadow banned? And so I put that in the title. I showed that graph again and put shadow banned, question mark, because now these people look at it and it's like, oh, I'm gonna get an answer now. And then finally, I always have people that are like, the algorithm hates me, I hate TikTok. And so in this video, I kind of took that idea and was like, let me show you how to make the TikTok algorithm love you. And so if you're struggling and you think it's the algorithm's fault, you are gonna wanna watch this video and find out. And then I show this 250 view mark, which is pretty typical for most people. And then I show an after of, multiple millions of views, which is what everybody wants with the viral video. So it creates that intrigue. So once I have like a general idea of what my title and my thumbnail is gonna be, I'm gonna get to creating the video itself. And I really kind of split this up into 3 parts. And the first one that I focus on is the first 30 seconds of my videos. Once we've gotten somebody to click on the video when they see it inside of their feed, we need to keep their attention and make sure that we don't lose them at the very beginning of the video. So we put a ton of time into the first 30 seconds to a minute of the videos. This is where I spend the most time scripting and where I give the most detail of like what I'm gonna say, and honestly where I have like the most re-recordings or like do-overs because I'm not getting it right exactly the way I want, because I know that if I can keep people engaged in that first 30 seconds, then they are more likely to watch longer in the video. And the longer watch time we get, the better the video is gonna perform. The higher it's gonna rank in search, the more views it's gonna get in browse, like all of the good things. So I go in, I think about my hook, I think about what I'm saying, the promise that I'm gonna be delivering in the video, and transitioning into the meat of the content. And then Hudson comes in with all of his voodoo editing magic, and he adds all of the sound effects and the clips and all of the stuff that you guys have come to know and love that like helps keep engagement. And so we do all of that stuff throughout the video, but we really pack it in that first 30 seconds to a minute to try to keep as much retention as possible. Then I actually move to the end of the video and I choose my CTA. I want to know where am I going with this video and what video do I want them to watch next? Because if I can get somebody to watch to the end, I want to make sure that they don't drop off because I'm like televising it's the end of the video. And you know what I'm talking about. It's when people go, thanks for watching today's video. I hope that you'll like and subscribe and blah, blah, blah. And that's where everybody exits out. And if they're exiting out of your video, they're stopping to watch at the end and it has that big drop off, then you aren't going to get pushed as much. You aren't going to get as many views. And so what I want to do instead is abruptly end my video. I don't want them to expect it. And I want to send them to another video so that way they will watch that and they will continue watching my channel, showing to YouTube that this video is awesome. They watch it all the way through and then they decide to go binge more videos from Mike. So you should show that video too and push this one and just push all of them. And so the way I do my calls to action at the end is I'm like, you just learned XYZ. And so now I want you to watch this video, which is going to help you with next step on your journey to being awesome and getting tons of views on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. And you just do whatever your topic is about. So make sure you get to the end of this video because I'm going to do it and you'll be able to see it in action and then it'll all make sense. And then finally, I sit down to script out my video. I want to give you a couple of tips about that. And the biggest thing that I dealt with and I think a lot of people deal with is, should I script out every single word of my video? Should I use a teleprompter, that kind of thing? Or should I just have a loose outline and kind of wing it? And the reality is it depends on your personality and you need to do what you're most comfortable with and that you feel like you can get the video done like the most easily, and then where you think your personality is going to shine most. And so for me, I'm pretty scripted with the beginning of my videos, like I just said. And then I tend to do more of like a loose outline and I just put things in there that I know that I want to hit on, I don't want to forget in my video, and I just talk about them. And I do that for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like it's more time efficient and it allows me to kind of get through the planning process and into recording. And so that's better to me, and I feel like it's easier to keep momentum. But also, I know that like I sound robotic if I'm too scripted, and I'm able to share my personality and share stories and make it more entertaining and more valuable for y'all if I just kind of know where I'm going and follow that journey and just kind of, you know, do it off the top of my head. But I'm only able to do that because I know my information. I'm very knowledgeable about the topic. I can talk about this without any research or planning. When I do my videos, it's the same as if we were at a conference together having a beer at the bar and you were like, Mike, how are you growing so fast on YouTube? Or how do you grow on TikTok? How do I, monetize? How do I sell digital products? Like, I could just sit there over a beer and spill all the tea and share all of the things, and it would be natural. And that's what I'm trying to do in my videos. Now, I focus on all of these things I just talked about because YouTube has told us that this is what we need to focus on. So I want to show you the metrics that matter inside of your analytics. That way you know where to look and to be able to evaluate the performance of your videos and where you can improve in your content. And so we have this video. This is 2 months old and it has about 133,000 views. And if we go to reach, you're going to see this funnel, this right here, that is going to show you like what they are really looking at. And you're going to see here first my click-through rate, which is 6.1%. And I'm usually looking for like 8 to 12% click-through rate when I first publish a video. But what happens is as a video starts to really be successful and gets shown to more and more people, and they're going outside of your normal audience, you're going to see that that click-through rate is going to go down over time. But if you are sitting in that 6 to 8% range long-term through 100,000 views, like you're doing very well. And so the fact that they are showing us how our impressions led to watch time and they're highlighting the click-through rate, that's YouTube telling you that like your title and thumbnail and idea are very important. That way you can get views. And then the next thing that they're going to show you is your average view duration. So how long are people watching this video or any of your videos? And you want to start paying attention to like, what is my average view duration and how can I improve it? Or the videos that get a much higher average view duration, what did I do differently? That way I can replicate it and get more higher view videos. And so if we go back to overview and we scroll down, you are going to see some of these metrics here in this key moments for audience retention. Once again, you can see how they're really emphasizing audience retention. And the first thing I mentioned, we look at the start of your video, and you can see this one had 65% of people stayed through the first 30 seconds. And so you can see down here that if 65% of the viewers are still watching at the 30-second mark, that's pretty typical for our channel. And this is one of my best videos, but because of the views, it went down over time. And so really what we're looking at is in that first week after we publish the video, how is it performing initially? And we want to see 70% or higher in the first 30 seconds. And if we go to this other video, you can see here, this one has 79% retention at 30 seconds, which is really high. And although this video didn't perform as well because it didn't have as much watch time and engagement over time, like this is a good example of like what I'm looking for at the start of a video. We're also going to be looking at this average view duration and this average percentage viewed, and we're really trying to get above 45% average percentage viewed on our videos because that's where we see that we tend to get the bigger views. Another great thing you can look at, there's a new feature inside of YouTube Studio on your phone, and it'll actually show you when you post a video, it'll say like, this video is performing better than other ones. It's getting 3 times more views. And when you click on that and you look into it, it's going to say 2 things. The first is it's going to say, more of your viewers are clicking on this video than normal. And the second thing it's going to say is more of your viewers are watching this video for longer than normal. And that just indicates that they really put a huge emphasis on click-through rate and view duration. One of the best things that you can do to improve retention on your videos is to cut the fluff. You want your content to be concise and you want it to be actionable. You want to get to the point. And although I can be wordy sometimes, my videos are more jam-packed with value and tips than most people's. And I know that because all of you are commenting and telling me. So a couple of ways that you can be more concise in your videos are, number one, after you have written your script, wait until the next day and then go through it and just look at it and say, is this necessary? Do I need to actually have this in the video? And if you don't, then get rid of it. And actually, I would intentionally leave some details out sometimes because it allows you to have ideas for other videos. And if you leave a gap, then people are going to either try to fill in that gap by leaving comments, or they're going to ask questions to get the answer. And that's going to create engagement, so you can create more views. Another thing that you can do is you can actually reference videos that go more deeply into the topic that you're talking about. So I do this a lot of times, but if I'm talking about like figuring out your niche, instead of me me going into all the details of figuring it out, I might just say like, hey, go ahead and check out this video. So that's like the easy level 1 way to improve your retention. But like the better way is to actually make your videos more interesting. And what I tried to do is use something called the but therefore method that was made famous by the creators of South Park. And rather than me describe it to you, I'm just gonna let them describe it to you.
We can take these beats, which are basically the beats of your outline, and if the words and then belong between those beats, you're f***ed, basically. You got something pretty boring. What should happen between every beat that you've written down is either the word therefore or but, right? So what I'm saying is that you come up with an idea and it's like, okay, this happens, right? And then this happens. No, it should be this happens and therefore this happens.
You see movies that you're just watching, it's like this happened and then this happens and then this happens. That's when you're in a movie just going, what the f am I watching this movie for? It's just like this happened and then this happened and this happened. That's not a movie, you know, that's not a story. Like Trey said, it's those two, but, because, therefore, that gives you the causation between each beat, and that's a story.
So at this point, you know the keys to getting massive views with your videos, but your upload process can have a big impact on your ability to grow your channel. So I want to walk you through the best practices and what to do. The first thing I do when I upload a video is I focus on the description. And this is the opportunity for you to add some keyword-rich language to kind of signal to YouTube what your video is about so they can better categorize it and show it to the right people and help you rank for the keywords and all of the things. And so you kind of want to balance using these keywords and not sounding like a robot or AI to the real human people that are reading the description. But I try to make this as easy and simple as possible so I can stay consistent. So I actually use AI, and I use a tool inside of vidIQ. Now, I've used TubeBuddy and all of the different tools, but vidIQ is the one that I like the best. And they have this great tool called AI Coach where you can actually go in here and use it kind of like ChatGPT. GPT. Anyway, you can use the AI tool in order to help you write your description, just make it easier. And so I've put together this prompt for you. This is what I use. And I just say, can you please write me a description for a video titled "Stuck at 200 Views?" I put that kind of, in quotes. Please write the description in natural language, but please also include the following keyword phrases: stuck at 200 views on TikTok, why am I stuck at 200 views on TikTok, how to get more views on TikTok, how to post to get the most views on TikTok, and TikTok algorithm. And then I'm just gonna hit send and it's gonna start writing for me. And really what I'm trying to do here is, if I've done my research and I know some keywords that are in here, then I'll go ahead and put those in. But usually what I'm just trying to do is figure out, like, the person that is going to watch this video, what is it that they're thinking about it? What are the questions that they're going to be asking and typing in to search on YouTube that I want my video to show up for? And that's why I put it in there, so don't overthink it. So now that I have this description that they've given to me, I'm just going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop it inside of the description here. Now, I kind of plan out, like, the rest of it is pretty stock. I'll go into that in a second. But then I'm going to modify it. And so I've already done this video. You can see here, I pulled this a long time ago, and I just edited it. Are you stuck at 200 views on TikTok and wondering why? In this video, we dive into why your videos on TikTok are getting really low views and how to post to get more views on TikTok. We also discuss the TikTok algorithm and how you can use it to your advantage. And I provide actionable tips on how to get more views on TikTok. So you can see there's a lot of keywords there, but like, it felt natural. And I'm actually reading it out as I'm typing it to make sure that it sounds good. So I'm using AI, that way I don't have a blank page, and then I'm modifying it to where it sounds good. Now, the next thing you're gonna see here in my description is it says, check out my free class on the 10 steps to build consistent and scalable income on TikTok right here. And so, I'm using this to build my list. And one of the things that I'm gonna start experimenting with is much shorter descriptions where it's maybe just a sentence, maybe two max, and then I have the lead magnet. And the idea here is, can we make the link show without people having to, click read more on the description, so that way more people will click on it, join my newsletter. That way I can talk to them via email and teach and share that way, which I think it's really important if you're trying to sell coaching or digital products or anything. Building your list is key. And I know I give a ton of value over there in my newsletter, so I want people to be joining that. I want to give them this advanced training as well. And then here I have a reminder to subscribe. You can see that here. I'm using my YouTube link, and then I added this question mark equals sub_confirmation equals 1. And what this does, it's really cool. It's so that way when somebody clicks your link, it shows your channel, and then there's a pop-up that says, do you want to subscribe? And they have to click yes or click off of it before they go to the videos. So you're going to get more subscribers that way. And so the next thing I'm going to focus on in my description is, what videos do I want people to watch next? Because my goal with my channel is to get people to watch as many of my videos as possible. I want them to binge them. So I want to recommend other videos for them to click on in my description if they liked this one. That way they'll watch more and all of my videos will start to get pushed. This is also a great way for you to kind of keyword stuff because you have your titles for these videos and now you're putting them in the description. And so it's making it very clear by putting related videos, like what is this video about? Now, a little pro tip for your watch next links, you actually want to make them playlist links. So here's how you're going to do it. You're going to go back to your homepage and you're going to scroll down to the playlist that you made and you're going to hit play all. So now I'm on the video, but you can actually see that it is a playlist and has all these other videos in line there. And so now when I go up here and I click this link and I copy that and I use that link inside of my description, what happens is instead of them watching my video and then seeing a bunch of suggested videos on the side, they're going to see my playlist on the side. So every option on the screen for them to watch next, including the autoplay, is going to be more of me, which means more views and you getting pushed in the algorithm. So this is super helpful. Okay, after we're done with that, we're gonna talk about tags. Now, I don't know that tags are super important anymore. There's a lot of people that say they aren't, but I just look at it as I'm gonna do every single thing I can to help YouTube understand what my video is about, and so it doesn't hurt to do tags, but I don't put a lot of time and thought into this. I just go down to where my tags are, and there's a couple of things I'm going to do. Number one, I'm going to put my name in every single one of them, so if somebody's searching my name, my video comes up, and then I'm going to put the name of the video up there. For the rest of them, I'm going to take whatever my primary keyword is. I'm going to go back over to our vidIQ, and I'm going to click keywords, and so then if it's, let's say it's TikTok views, right? So let's see how that is. That's 8,000. So how to get more views on TikTok, you can see here is 54,000 views. So that's going to be kind of like my primary keyword. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put that as a tag. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to matching terms. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at all of these matching terms, how to get more views on a TikTok video. I'm going to look for the ones, how to get more than 250 views on TikTok. Like I'm going to take the top ones that I think are relevant. I'm skipping over certain ones. I'm not talking about live stream because it's not about live stream. How to get more views on TikTok in 2024, right? And, so I could also go back here and say, TikTok growth. Like let's just say that's what it was. Okay, so this is a big one. I'm going to go to matching terms. Okay, TikTok growth strategy. The growth, I don't want that, don't want that. Or like another example, if I'm saying, how to grow on YouTube, right? So I'm going to go ahead and look at that. Okay, that's got a lot of search volume. I'm going to go to matching terms. Here we go. How to grow on YouTube 2024. How to grow on YouTube in 2024. How to grow on YouTube Shorts. Like if that's relevant to the video, I'd put that in. If not, I wouldn't. How to grow fast on YouTube. How to grow channel on YouTube. Like these are some of the big things. I might also go in here and just say, okay, I'm going to cut this down to grow on YouTube and go to and that's going to work. And then look for matching terms there and find as many as I can. And then I will go to related keywords and try to find the ones that are most relevant. But what I'm trying to do with my tags is I'm trying to do, know what the key thing the video is about and then put as many variations of that thing that it's about in there. I'm not trying to put every possible, keyword about growing on YouTube or growing on TikTok or selling on digital products. I just want to have as many different variations of it to make it crystal dang clear to the algorithm what this video is about. Once again, don't overthink this. Just choose a bunch of them, put them in there. Once that's done, I'm going to go schedule my video. I'm going to go put in the end card. And so I'm going to look over here. I'm going to click on the end screen and I'm going to try and just put that one video up here and I'm going to make it real natural so that way I'm sending them to the next piece like I talked about earlier. Now, I don't usually put the subscribe button. I definitely don't put multiple videos up there. I don't use the YouTube suggested one. I put the one that I specifically want them to watch that I planned during my scripting because I know it's the natural next step for the people watching my video. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and click schedule on my video. This one's already public, but I'm going to look at the scheduled time, choose the date, choose the time. If you're using vidIQ like I am, it's going to tell me, like it says here, that the peak time for me is like 9 to 11 a.m. And so I'm generally going to schedule it a little bit earlier than that. Just that way it can start to get distributed and really be hitting the homepage when my viewers are on the most. So that's something that you can do, might help a little bit. But the important thing is that you just show up consistently and you post every single week and preferably on the same day so people can expect it. Now, a big reason that a lot of us start a YouTube channel is because we want to make a full-time living creating videos online. It's just a cool way to pay your bills and have a lot of freedom in your life. And I've been fortunate to make about $8,000 already in the less than 6 months that I've been monetized. And so I want to share with you how to get monetized and the things you need to know, and a cool little trick that I learned recently that literally doubled my daily ad revenue. So first, let's talk about the requirements to get monetized on YouTube. If you want to start getting a share of the ad revenue, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And my understanding from talking to other YouTubers and through my own experience is that it's actually a little bit easier to get that 1,000 subscribers than to get the watch hours. So you might actually hit 1,000 subscribers and then still need watch hours before you fully get monetized. I think I hit 2,000 subscribers about the time that I finally got my 4,000 watch hours. And there's really a lot that goes into this. And so if you want to learn like all of the details about getting monetized on YouTube, I want you to watch this video. And I share a lot of tips to kind of help you do it faster as well. One big thing that you need to know though is that you can actually get approved for Google AdSense way before you get monetized. And I would recommend doing this because the verification process where they like send a couple of pennies to your account and then you verify the amount to like verify the whole thing and then them send you the letter in the mail so you have the PIN so you can get paid. It takes a while. And I didn't know that. And so I actually had to wait to start getting paid from YouTube, even though I was eligible to get monetized. It was just racking up the money and sitting in the account, but I couldn't actually get a check. Another mistake I made is I was just using auto placement for all of my ads inside of my videos instead of like manually choosing where I wanted the ads to be. And I didn't know any better and I was making some money, so I thought it was fine. But one day I logged on and I noticed that my 2 videos that had the most views for the month had almost identical views at like 30,000 each or something like that. But one of them earned twice as much money as the other. And so when I clicked into the video, I noticed the one that made more had a ad placement at the end and an ad placement at the beginning. And then my other video only had one placement at the end, so it wasn't earning as much. What I ended up learning is that you actually want to stuff your videos with ad placements because not every single place that you put a ad break in your video is actually going to have an ad shown. The algorithm is still going to choose it, but the more ad placements that you've put, the more breaks you've put inside of your video, the more potential money you're going to make. And for me, it resulted, as you can see here, is I had doubled my ad revenue, my daily ad revenue, almost immediately just from changing my first couple of my highest performing videos. And so I want to show you how to do this. You're going to go to a video. I'm just going to an old one. I know we haven't updated yet. You're going to go to monetization and you're going to see here review placement. So I want you to hit review placement. And so this one actually has a couple of placements. So this is nice. I mean, normally when I go in, it has like 1 or 2 placements. And so what I want to do is I'm going to watch the video through and I want to have an ad placement every 45 seconds to a minute inside of the video. Generally, I'm not going to have one until about a minute and a half into the video, and then I'm not going to have one for the last minute and a half to 2 minutes of the video because I want people to get into the video without interruption to help with retention. And at the end, I want them to keep going. I don't want to give them an excuse to jump off like, oh, the video's almost over. It's an ad. I'm just going to go. But what I'll do is like right here, like 45 seconds after that video, I'm going to go ahead and click ad break and I'm going to add a new one. And what I just make sure and do is as I'm watching it, I want to put it in a place where I'm ending a thought or it's before the next point starts, like where there's a natural break so that way it doesn't disrupt the information in the video. Now, beyond ad revenue, you should be thinking about other ways that you can monetize your audience by helping them out, selling them products, promoting affiliate products, whatever it's going to be. And one of the best ways to monetize an audience is by growing your email list, developing a newsletter. And so once you've started getting into a routine where you're posting consistently, you need to start thinking about like, what is the biggest problem that my audience has and what resource can I create, whether it's a video or a PDF that's going to help them take the next step and that you can give to them in exchange for their email. Once you do that, you just want to send an email once a week. I was kind of raised in like the daily email direct response marketing game, but now I just focus on a weekly newsletter that I'm going to be sending out on Saturdays. And the great news here is that it doesn't create a ton of extra work. You are already scripting these videos, and so every video that you have, you can turn into a newsletter. So you're just going to polish that script up and you're going to use it as an email to your list for all the people that didn't watch your videos. Or if your video has like 5 sections, that could essentially be 5 different newsletters where you go more in depth on each of those points. And the real beauty about having a newsletter and starting this practice now is that it's going to allow you, one, to sell your own digital products. And if you want to learn more about that, you can watch this video where I talk about how I earn $1,400 per day with one digital product. But also, if you're relying on sponsorships inside of your videos, you are actually going to be able to command higher fees in your sponsorships because you have the email. All of those companies that want to pay you to talk about their product or their service inside of your videos are going to pay you a lot more if you can add the email component to it. Because now you're creating that video, but if you're also able to send an email to your list and get more eyeballs on their product and get people clicking directly to whatever it is that they're selling, like, that's a lot of value. So I'm a big fan of a newsletter, and I feel like it's a small lift where you can use resources you already have to provide more value to your audience and build more loyalty over time. But I really wouldn't do that until you've figured out how to post consistently every single week. That has to be, going back to our first tip, like the number one thing that you focus on. So to help you with consistency and growth, I have a couple of more tips for you that are gonna blow up your channel. First, do not worry about production quality. You don't need a bunch of fancy equipment to be successful on YouTube. What you need to focus on is providing great value and making helpful videos for the people that are watching. So like, I just record on my phone. That is plenty good. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need a fancy microphone. I would actually upgrade the audio before I would upgrade the video because phone cameras are awesome. And then for audio, you can just use something simple like this little lav mic that I got for like 15 bucks on Amazon. Like, just get a little something like this. And yes, you may have comments. I have them sometimes where people are saying like, oh man, you need to work on your lighting. You need to work on this, that, and the other. But the reality is the lighting isn't what's going to help me grow. I'm going to improve that over time. But for now, I was focused on improving my consistency, improving my content, improving my hooks, my retention, my titles, my thumbnails, the things that I've been telling you about that are actually going to get you the views and the growth. And even though I ignore all the comments about the quality of my video and how I could have better lighting and all of the things, I actually pay a lot of attention to the comments. And if you want to do well, you should be paying attention to the comments, because the comments of your videos are the best place to figure out what your ideal viewer is struggling with and what they want to know more about, and that's going to give you an endless amount of inspiration for your videos. And if 10 people are asking you the same question in the comments, that means that there's 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 people that have the same question on YouTube, and there's a lot of potential for that video. I truly believe one of the biggest reasons I've gone from 300 subscribers to 20,000 subscribers in under 6 months is that I respond to every single comment on this channel. And so I'm creating a lot of engagement with you, the viewer, and you're more likely to come back to my videos because you know that I'm going to answer your questions. And one of the cool things is that after I started responding to y'all's comments, I started getting new comments from people that were like,
hey, I heard you're the guy that answers all of the questions in the comments, so here's what I want to know.
And when I respond to that person and I respond to it quickly, then I just create a loyal fan that's going to watch all of my videos. And this is a way that you can stand out against all of the competition, because the big creators, they sure aren't responding to all of the comments, and a lot of the small creators aren't either. And the more comments you respond to, the more comfortable people feel commenting, because they know it's not a waste of time. They know that they are actually probably going to get an answer. So it's this endless cycle of engagement. Next, focus on making easy videos. You can't make every single video be this super in-depth, hyper research, like I'm trying to go viral thing. You will burn out if you do that. Sometimes you just need to get a video posted. And so if you look at this video I did last week, I'm just sharing a listicle about how to make easy content because I needed to make something easy because I'd been sick for weeks and I just needed to show up. But people love listicles. They love seeing the top 10 lists and the top 5 tips and those kind of things. And so you can create that kind of content to build momentum. You should also double down on what has worked for you in the past. My first breakthrough video was the stuck at 200 views video. It was my first one to get 100,000 views, my first one to get 250,000 views, still getting views to this day. And so when I realized that was working so well, I created another similar video. That's where I created the video about why your TikTok views suddenly stopped. And that one hit and went, I guess, viral again, went over 100,000 views. So I doubled down on what works. I created more of what was working. And that's exactly what I was doing creating this video too. See, one of my most popular videos on the channel, and the one that's actually getting the most views per hour right now, is my video about the 19 things that I wish I knew when I started TikTok. And so I loved the idea of taking that same concept, but sharing what I've learned on YouTube, especially since this is my 50th video and I just hit 20,000 subscribers. It seemed like a cool way to celebrate that milestone and provide some value to y'all. And I just took a thumbnail idea and title idea, like a concept that already worked, and I repurposed it. It's also important that you create videos that you are excited about. And like, that's one of the big things that I've learned that's helped me to stay consistent and post every single week, is that if I'm excited about a video, I just go ahead and create it. And this is a perfect example of that. Like, I was so pumped to finally hit 20,000 views, and I had this idea. And even though it wasn't what I had planned for the channel, I was like, I'm just gonna make this because I had that energy. And a lot of times when we struggle struggle with videos, it's because like we don't feel like it. We don't have the energy. So when there's something that you're excited about in the moment, don't be afraid to like veer off course and to create that video. And look, my videos with the YouTube tutorials that I post on this channel, they are not my best performing videos, but that's okay because I enjoy them. I'm excited about them. I know that I really looked to YouTube to learn about YouTube. And so I want to share these things that I'm learning as I go for y'all because I struggled using the advice that I had seen. And so maybe these videos don't work as well for everybody, but for my like loyal audience, the people that are the creators that are trying to grow and turn their knowledge into income, like if they're going to be interested in TikTok and they're going to be interested in YouTube, and I know these are super valuable videos. Next, start your scripts immediately. When you finish a video, start scripting the next one. I know that it's very easy when you get done with a video and you're just like, oh, that's done, and you want to take a break. Like, resist that urge. Take some time to just get started on the next one. You don't have to finish the script. Just start to loosely outline it. Doing a little bit now makes it easier for you to pick it up later, because now later you don't have to start with the blank screen. And right now you're on the roll. You have that energy, and if you take your foot off the gas, it might take you days to get started again. So like that's one of the biggest keys that I've found is just starting the next script immediately and trying to keep that motion. Now, once you feel good about producing these videos and you're able to do it consistently, you're gonna wanna turn your attention to increasing the amount of subscribers you get from all the videos that you produce. And this is a pretty in-depth topic, so I want you to watch this video next, which is a deep dive into how to optimize your channel and your content so that way you can start getting over 100 subscribers every single day.